Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Here's what's coming up on General Hospital September 22nd through the 26th. These next episodes are jam-packed with emotional tension, dramatic revelations, shifting alliances, and cliffhangers that will have viewers reeling. We'll follow characters pushed to the edge, secrets bursting into daylight, unexpected confrontations, and decisions that could change everything. Listen closely, because what happens this week will ripple through Port Charles for weeks to come. It begins with someone's carefully constructed facade finally cracking. A character who has spent months pretending, suppressing, sidestepping. This week, multiple layers of denial will unravel. When one individual senses the walls closing in, paranoia flares. Conversations happen behind closed doors, hushed voices in hallways, stolen glances. There's that moment when the person realizes that even their most trusted allies are asking questions. And once doubt is sown, suspicion grows like wildfire. Expect a confrontation that leaves the air crackling, not with anger alone, but with betrayal. The shock will be palpable. Meanwhile, in another corner of Port Charles, two people bound by family and history face off, not just arguing about old grievances, but confronting truths long buried. Words once considered taboo will finally be spoken. The emotional stakes are high. This isn't simply about what was done, but about what was left unsaid. Guilt and resentment intertwine. Tears will come, voices will break. And after the storm, there's silence. Heavy, thick, the kind that signals something irreversible has been set in motion. Elsewhere, romance takes a sharp turn. A love story that once seemed steady is shaken by secrets. One partner hides something, maybe from fear, maybe from shame, maybe to protect someone else. But secrecy breeds tension. When truth leaks out, reactions won't be what either expects. Hurt, anger, maybe compassion. Choices must be made, fight or flight. Trust will be tested. A romantic thread that felt safe is exposed to raw vulnerability. Viewers should brace for confusion, heartbreak, and the possibility that love might not survive unscathed. Over in business and power struggles, expect scheming. Someone sees opportunity in the chaos, trying to seize control. Alliances shift. Former collaborators become rivals, and someone who seemed defeated might make a surprising play. Money, legitimacy, and reputation are all on the line. And in true Port Charles fashion, nothing is ever simple. Deals struck in shadows, promises whispered, reprisals threatened. The person in power thinks they have the upper hand, until the rules change. Watch for the character who's been underestimated. They may be laying the trap. And when it springs, the fallout will shock not just them, but those who slept soundly assuming they were safe. Secrets are the fuel for most of what's coming. Someone is hiding evidence of wrongdoing, maybe a document, maybe a confession, maybe something physical that implicates more than one person. That evidence may shift from hidden safety to vulnerable exposure. One scene this week will feature a discovery, a file gone missing, a hidden message uncovered, or an object found where it shouldn't be. The moment itself may be subtle, a gasp, a pause, a look. But after, the weight will hit everyone involved. Expect chains of reaction. Guilt, panic, bargaining. Some will try repair, others may lash out. Friendships will be tested too. Two characters who have long depended on each other will reach a tipping point. One betrays the other not maliciously, maybe by omission, maybe by protecting someone. But betrayal is betrayal. The hurt is deep. Confrontations erupt. Words that have been kept in check burst out. And after the confrontation, the landscape of who stands with whom will shift. Viewers will see intimate moments, eyes welling up, hands shaking, voices trembling. It is not graceful, but it is sincere. In the same arc of relationships, there will be reconciliation attempts. Someone realizes their mistake, an apology, perhaps shaky, perhaps delayed, but considered. Another person wonders whether forgiveness is possible. These moments are quiet. They might take place in a hospital room, a living room, a cafe. No fanfare. Just two people, raw, looking at each other across the gaps their choices created. Whether they close the gap or let the chasm remain is one of the suspenseful threads. And just when you think peace might settle, a twist, another piece of the puzzle drops. Speaking of twists, this week brings a major reveal. A character long thought loyal or innocent will be outed. Their motives, once opaque, will be exposed. Possibly in a public setting, maybe a gathering, family dinner, or community event. Embarrassment, fury, regret will follow. Some may turn their backs. Others will decide where they stand. And through this reveal, the chaos intensifies. Ramifications for identity, for trust, for loyalty. Law enforcement and ethics come into play. A legal case or investigation advances. Someone under suspicion is scrutinized harder. Lawyers talk in hushed tones. Witnesses are coached or coerced. In one scene, someone might be cornered by interrogators. In another, the defense scrambles. The choices characters make here will reveal their moral core, whether they'll act with integrity or betray principles in order to protect themselves or their loved ones. Health and mortality linger as themes. A medical crisis surfaces. It might be a long-time ill character or a sudden accident. One person's life hangs in the balance, and those close to them rally. Fear and hope share space in hospital beds, under bright surgical lights. Goodbyes seem possible. When someone hovers between life and death, confessions often follow. People say things they planned to but never did. Regrets emerge. Beauty and vulnerability. Expect someone to cling, another to surrender, a third to be haunted by what might have been. Another moment to watch. An outsider arrives. A character new or distant returns to Port Charles with information, news that shakes what people thought was stable. They may bring warnings or accusations or proof that changes everything. Their arrival disrupts plans, shakes trust, forces alliances to realign. Some will see them as threat, others as opportunity. When that newcomer walks into the room, tension follows. Then the fallout from previous weeks lights up this stretch. Decisions that seemed small or confessional in past episodes now have consequences. Someone who let something slide, who rationalized a lie, who turned a blind eye, now must answer. And not just to others but to themselves. Inner monologues or late-night conversations exposing regret. Big reveals about how guilt has been eating away. And the dramatic pressure builds until someone has to land especially strong this week. A scene in which a person breaks down, overwhelmed by loss or betrayal. Another in which someone stands firm, more resolute than ever, refusing to be intimidated. A confrontation where voice shakes and tears flow, followed by silence so loud you feel it. And then the decision, fight back, walk away, keep going, or collapse. These are the moments watchers wait for, when characters stop hiding, stop pretending, accept consequences, or try to rewrite them. At least two relationships will reach turning points. It could be romantic, familial, or friendships. Someone will make a choice, love or loyalty. Someone else will test the boundaries, forgive or hold on to hurt. There may be a betrayal, but there may also be redemption. Those who seem weakest might surprise, standing tall. Those who think they have strength might crumble. The show pulls no punches. There are scenes where urgency is palpable, phone calls that can't wait, messages not delivered in time, someone racing across town. A clock metaphorically ticking. Time is short. Stakes high. Someone believes they have leverage. They may be wrong. Mistaken assumptions accelerate consequences. And when the moment comes to act, hesitation may cost more than action. Parallel stories intertwine. While one character is mired in dramatic turmoil, another battles their own demons quietly. While a family disintegrates, another tries to heal. Conflicting moralities meet. What's legal versus what's just? What's personal versus what's public? What one person considers self-preservation, another sees as betrayal. And these contrasts amplify each other. An important thread involves legacy. What characters do this week will define how they're remembered, define what kind of people they are. Parents contemplating what they've taught their children, children confronting parental expectations. Someone realizing that past choices, guilt, forgiveness, sacrifice, weigh more heavily than they expected. Decisions here tie into identity, who they want to be, what they can't be forgiven for, what they're willing to fight for. The week ends with cliffhangers. One confrontation reaches its peak, another just begins. Someone gets evidence into the wrong hands. Someone confesses, but maybe not to the right person. The medical crisis worsens. A promise is made, but betrayal hovers just off camera. The outsider's arrival lingers in the minds of others. The characters make choices, but we will have to wait till next week to see full fallout. One final moment you won't want to miss. Someone, pushed past limit, spirals. The pressure of secrets, guilt, love, betrayal becomes overwhelming. There's a breaking point. It might be shown with silence, a stare, a trembling hand, tears unfallen. Or with action, sudden and shocking. That breaking will change the trajectory of relationships, of trust, of who holds power in Port Charles. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.